So in 2022, our focus is remaining on the convenience retail, regional and suburban, but also we've added a couple of extra things from our analysis of the market in 2021. So, for example, we see opportunities for value growth in the suburban office market. And there's a lot of press at the moment about changing of office habits and, co-working and hybrid work practices and all that, which is causing a level of uncertainty and a level of inability for a market to correctly price the assets in that market. So we're seeing that we think people are going to go back to offices. We think people will ultimately like to be back in offices because humans are communal people. We like to be together. So offices are not dead and they're not on life support. They're actually coming back. So we're going to look for assets that we can take forward with an opportunity to increase the revenue off them by repositioning them within their market and adding extra to them so that people's lifestyles and their office environments are brought together. What that actually looks like will depend on how the post-COVID recovery goes, but we'll get there in the end, and we'll do a lot of research before we choose assets and make sure how we're going to improve them. So the next area of focus in 2022 is we're looking at industrial assets that may have been mispriced in the market. Everyone knows that industrial assets have got more and more expensive during 2021 due to pandemic-related effects on usage of industrial space. However, there are a lot of industrial properties that have been on reasonably long leases, and they're coming towards the end of those leases that really haven't been reset to new market rates. So one of our focuses this year will be for 2022 will be to identify those assets and buy them into trusts that we then wait for the repricing of the leasing revenue from the property. So that should happen over about the next 2 to 3 years, but it's actually a very measurable thing. So we're able to take what those prices are today, measure the current rents on other properties, and come up with what the value increment will be over time. Another area that we have a fair bit of experience over the years with, which makes us somewhat unique, is actual development of assets from scratch. So 2022 looks to us like a good time to develop some assets from scratch, from broadacre land, into the areas where we see value in the future. So we've got 2 developments at the moment that we're working through our preliminary due diligence, and they'll be added. We'll add to more of those, add more to those assets as we come through 2022. And of course, they're a somewhat longer process to get those into the market and into investors' hands, but that's an area that we're putting a lot of attention to as well.